Good morning, student. I am Dr. Ritika, the faculty of CSC department, as an associate professor in Saint Andrews Institute of Technology and Management. Today, I am going to deliver the lecture on the subject of software engineering, which is related to our BCA 4th SAM. And today, we will cover the topic of software configuration management. So, the topic is software configuration management. The contents we will cover: what is software configuration management, why CRM, what are the SCM processes, role of configuration managers, and some tools related to our software configuration managements. Now, what is software configuration management? It is a set of activities that have been developed to manage change throughout the life cycle of computer software. Once again, it is a set of activities that have been developed to manage change throughout the life cycle of computer software. So why SCM? Because to multiple peoples working in a given project, different versions of documents or softwares, different releases to customers where need to coordinate and streamline processes. So it is a set of activities which are designed to manage change by identifying the work products that are likely to change. Next, to establish relationship among them. Next, defining mechanisms for managing different versions of these work products, controlling the changes, and next is the auditing and reporting of changes are made. The terminology we used in SCM are configuration item, baseline, version, release, and some SCM directories. All are related to the terminologies which is used in our software configuration management. Now, configuration items. It is a set of software and hardware items that needs configuration controls, which includes requirement documents, design documents, test documents, source code, executables, databases, test data, bug reports, build, and servers. All are related to our configuration items. Versions. Some specific versions of a software configuration item are ECR BRD version 1 doc, ECR BRD version 2 doc. And what are the baselines? A specification or product that has been formally reviewed and agreed to by responsible management that that thereafter serves as the basics for further development and can be changed only through formal change control procedures. And as a system are developed, there could be different baselines, which is based on development baseline, functional baseline, and product baselines. Release. The formal distributions of an approved version. Next, may be tested team, implementation team, or related to the customer. Some SCM directories or SCM repositories, which includes set of mechanisms and data structures that allow a team to manage change in an effective manner. Contents of SCM repository. Content of SCM repository, which is related to some model contents, some business contents, some project management contents, construction contents. V and V are the verification and testing, verification and validation contents, and last is the documentation. So in business, In business contents, some business rules, business functions, some organization structures and information architectures are included in our business contents. Some project management contents, it is related to our project estimates, some project schedules, some project reports and audit reports, some SCM requirements related to their change request, change reports, some project matrices, all are included in our project management contents. In model contents, it includes use cases, analysis model which is based on scenarios, based diagram, some flow orientation diagram, some class based diagram and behavior diagram. And second is the design model which includes architectural diagram, interface diagram, component level diagram, and last is the technical matrix. So they are the part of our model contents. Next, construction contents which include source code, object code and system build instructions. And next is the verification and validation contents which is based on our test cases, test scripts, test results and some quality matrices. The last is the documentation which is based on our project plan, some SQA and SCM plans, some system specifications, requirement specification, design document, test plans and procedure, and also support documentations and user manuals. So these are the contents on which SCMR depends upon and how they are correlated with each other. Now, SCM processes. The SCM process is basically worked on some SCIs, that is software modules, which is related to their identification. If any change is required, then we follow change control, some version control, some configuration audits, and last is the reporting. So these are the SCM processes by which all methods, all modules to be done in the software engineering or during the design of the software. Now, SCM process, first is identification of CI. So it identify and name each item separately or categorize. Next, change control. In change control, it includes change request, change checkouts, make changes, approval or rejection by change control board, some review and check in changes. In version control, it is related to our procedure to manage different versions of CI, where CI stands for configuration item. Here CI means configuration item. I have mentioned in note in the form of CI is configuration item. So next is configuration audit. In configuration audit, it ensures configuration plan is adhered to, any non-compliances identified, any corrective measures to be created. In reporting status of configuration audits, who did want, when and what else is affected. Now in administrating SCM, which is based on organization wide, project wide and distributed amongst project members. Here are the some plans related to our configuration management, or we can say software configuration management, which define type of configuration item to be managed, the naming schemes of the item, policies for change control, versions and release management, role and responsibilities of configuration managers or project managers and some other members, tools to be used for configuration management and some audit processes, all are related to our CM, that is configuration management plans. Now here are the some samples of CM plan contents which include some life cycle related to their CM, which include item based or physical founders. Here are some versions and revisions numbers which are based on their documentation of version and sources of the versions. Some directory structures in the visual source safe for documentation. Some movement of configuration item through their storage areas. Tool used in the project. Some access rights, change control, reconciliations and release all are related to our software configuration management, and release includes some verification of work product completion, contents of release notes, some status of accounting, backup, some achievable procedures and some tools to be used. And last, these are all are including in the software configuration management planning. In second, we will go for audit. In third, we give the responsibility of configuration controllers. Fourth, some terms and abbreviations to be used, and lastly we will follow some references from where we will collect the data. Now change management, some change request which is related to the customer, market forces and developers. Change management also deals with managing the changes, keeping track of the changes and implementation in a cost effective manner. Also request change by completing a change request form, analyze the change request, assess how the change may be implemented, assess change cost, also submit changes to change control board, that is CCB. If change is accepted by CCB, implement changes to be followed. Reject changes means if change incurs use cost efforts, they move to next release or enhancements. Versions and release management, which include identifications of versions, process and numbering mechanisms, which include major release, minor release, maintenance release and some patches. And in release they include term outside development team, testing team and to the customers. There is the role of configuration managers. The role is to identify configuration items, to define policies and procedures for change management, to define versions, baselines, builds and release procedures, prepare configuration management plans, some configuration controls, some configuration audits and configuration reporting. Here are the some tools which is related to our software configuration management are Microsoft Visual Source Safe, Concurrent Version System, that is CVS, Subversions, that is SV, and Clear Cases, SourceForge, National Team Connect, that is RTC, and some Microsoft Teams Foundation servers, that is TFS. So here are the tools which we will use in our software configuration management. Here are the VSS. VSS stands for Visual Source Safe, that is Microsoft Visual Source Safe, which here are the some Visual Microsoft Source Safe, which tool is look like this. Next is the CVS, where CVS stands for Concurrent Version System. So here is the tools which is used in our software configuration management, which is VSS. Now next tool is CVS. How it look like, how we work with the help of our software configuration management, and the TFS, how this tool look like. And this is all about our software configuration management. So let's take and review what we have covered in our slides. We have covered first software configuration management in the form of definition, which is a set of activities that have been developed to manage change throughout the life cycle of computer software. Then we have covered why SCM, because need of coordinating and streamlined processes. Then we have covered some activities designed to manage the software configuration management. Then we have covered some terminologies which is used in software configuration management as configuration item, some baselines, versions, release, and some directories. Then after that we have studied about one by one we have studied about the terminologies as configuration item, versions, baselines. Here are the some different baselines which are development baselines, functional baselines, and product baseline. After that we have covered some release, then some SCM repository, or you can say SCM directories. After that we have covered the contents to be used in our software configuration management, and these contents are business contents, project management contents, model contents, construction contracts, verification and validation, you can say V and V contents, and last is the documentation. So we have learned about all of them, how they related each other and what functioning they are individually perform to complete the software configuration management repository or their directories. Then we have covered the SCM processes, and one by one we have learned about identification, change control, version control, configuration auditing, and reporting. So firstly we have covered identification of CI, where CI stands for once again configuration item, change control, version control, which is managed by CI, that is configuration item. Then we have covered configuration audits, and last is the reporting. After that, some administrating SCM, which includes organization wide, project wise, and some distributed amongst project members. After that we have covered some plans which define type of CI, naming scheme, some policies, the roles and responsibility, tools to be used, and last we have covered in the audit processes. So here are the some samples related to our software configuration management plans. Then next we have done the change management, which includes change request, change management deals with. Then we have learned about change management processes. After that we have done some versions and release managements. Then role of configuration management in our software configuration management, how they can audit, control, reports, how they can identify configuration items, how they follow up the policies, baseline versions, and at the end we can say how they build and release the procedures. All are done by our configuration managers. Then we have learned about some tools like VSS, CVS, SPN, RTC, and TFS, Team Foundation Server. And we have shown different tools, how they look like, how they work, how these tools are generated. First is VSS, then CVS, then we have done TFS, and lastly we have done TVS. So students, it is all over about our software configuration management, which is related to our unit 4. So we have covered our software configuration management. So students, thank you very much for your kind attention. Thank you students. Have a nice day. Thank you.